Hello, everyone, and welcome to the first ever Crunchy review from Kon-Heads.
Crunch.
This is Dodger J, and with me today is
Jared.
And what we're going to be doing here is reviewing a couple of shows that we watch on Crunchyroll every week.
Hence the name.
And this week, we're going to be reviewing the first 7 episodes of both Black Bullet and Mekakucity actors. So spoiler warnings for anyone who hasn't seen up to episode 7. Some of you might be ahead of us.
Yeah.
You premium users.
You're probably ahead of us. We're probably behind. Don't spoil us.
Yeah, so we're watching on free Crunchyroll, so anyone...
Because we're poor.
Yeah. So anyone watching on free can join us in every week, and we'll have these videos up. And we'll probably throw in Shippuden into that mix, because that's
not filler or something.
Yeah, because that's another show we watch every week. So, let's start with Black Bullet.
We also watch the comic artist and his assistants, but Joseph's too ashamed to admit that.
Yeah, and those are shorter, so...
Yeah, okay. What are we starting with, Black Bullet?
We're going to start with Black Bullet, and it's pretty popular on Crunchyroll.
It's pretty popular with me.
So, I guess you like it?
Yeah. When we started watching it, we noticed there's a lot of similarities between that and Attack on Titan.
Yes.
Like the beginning song is so epic.
But
it's like a future Attack on Titan.
Like the first 30 seconds of the song, it starts off with that familiar... Another similarity we saw was with the walls. Black Bullet doesn't have a full wall around the city, but it's got like these little...
It doesn't have rings.
Yeah, and the plot where there's giant monsters attacking, right?
Attacking the city.
Yeah.
Or people. And they're just trying to survive against these giant monsters.
Yeah, and other than that, that's kind of where the...
And there's like classes between the monsters. There's like little ones, and then there's like bigger ones.
Other than that, that's kind of where the similarities end, because this takes place in like a future Japan.
There's guns and stuff.
Yeah.
There's guns on attack cannons, but these are like pistols and sniper rifles. And stuff like
this is like a future Japan. So,
but what is cool about this is that helping defend them is little magical girls.
Yeah, you could call them that. They're
mutants. They're a hybrid between humans and these monsters, or they have the mutation of these monsters.
Yeah, and they're kind of, and like humans are kind of afraid of them. They think they're evil.
Yeah, kind of how they feel about Eren.
Yeah.
But the main character is named Rentaro, and he lives with one of these little girls. They work together for this company that fights against the monsters.
Yeah, they're called civil officers, and I guess they're initiators. Is that what they're called?
And yeah.
And then he's like a promoter or something like that.
Something like that.
So this show has been going like at a rapid pace because
there's not much pauses except for when like something dramatic happens. Then there's like 10 minutes of some like mourning or like not mourning but like. Crying.
Yeah, the aftermath kind of episode. So we've already... It feels like we've almost already had an arc.
Yeah.
Because we've killed, like, what we thought the main villain was going to be.
A cool dude, I thought. He was awesome.
Well, he's, like, harkens back to a lot of different anime villains.
Kind of like Char. Like the masked people on Gundam.
Yeah, I think there's been masked characters that look just like this. I'm just blanking on the show. I think Case Closed had a character like this.
Recently, Samurai Flamenco with King Torture.
Yeah. So, I think Case Closed had a character that was kind of like this. So, yeah, we killed off that guy, because he had a little girl too. At first, the show looked like it was going to be little girls versus little girl teams.
Yeah, they're promoters and they're... Initiators fighting against each other.
And then, but then it turns out that it kind of changed tone. I don't want to say tone, but it changed gears into where...
Changed pace, kind of.
It just...
Not really pace, it just changed, like, focus.
So Shintaro's kind of like... He's in with a lot of different people. There's a scientist who was working on this project to kill the monsters before, and she's kind of ostracized from the community now. and she kind of like experiments on him now.
Yeah.
So Shitaro has like these cyborg upgrades to him, and that's how he fights.
Kind of enhanced speed, power, his processing, like his brain processing.
Yeah.
He's got these bullets.
Yeah, they have it made from special
metal.
Uranium or something like that.
What the walls are made of to help. The monsters are vulnerable to this metal.
And it started off because I think his arm got like cut off or something like that. So it started off with just his arm. Now he's got like half a body almost. And now
I think it was all at once.
Oh, okay.
It's when he was fighting what we thought was the main bad guy. He was beaten to almost death.
And he may still be the main bad guy. We don't know.
There's hints that he might still be there.
Yeah, and so in this episode,
basically he's the $1 million man right now.
In this episode, he got eye transplant. So the show may be going for a little thing about how much humanity he's gonna lose.
Yeah.
By the end of the show.
But his little girl will help. You can tell that. That's his weakness.
He's got a sensitive side for the little girls. He's always
really
trying to help them. Well, the older girls have a thing for him.
Yeah.
So, anyone who may follow us on Facebook knows that we rate this show pretty high every week.
Yeah.
He usually wins our power rankings.
It's good about keeping your attention.
Yeah, it's a real fast plot. And how do you like the art?
The art's good. It's very detailed, but it still has like the big eyes and like.
It's kind of different from other shows.
Yeah, it takes from every show.
Yeah,
this show takes from every show.
The humor is pretty good in it.
Yeah,
it's good.
It's got funny parts. Good. There's a lot of if you like gunplay, just melee fighting. It has a lot of that.
Yeah, it really does blend a lot of anime into it. It even kind of makes fun of itself with the perviness sometimes.
Yeah.
Music's pretty good.
Yeah, it's usually like rock or like techno kind of dubstep.
Kind of rave, like like a European dance house or
like
something.
Like house music.
Yeah. Anything else?
The
you
voice acting's good in it too.
Yeah, I would say that too.
Do you have any faults with it?
It's a little. The plot's a little standard, I guess. Cliche.
It's not like
there's nothing groundbreaking about it.
Yeah, there's nothing groundbreaking. It takes from everything, like I said.
Yeah.
It doesn't really give anything new.
But I think that's why we kind of appreciate it.
It's just a nice like quick fix anime.
Yeah, I'm not sure how long this anime is gonna run.
Well, what I was reading, it's not very long in like manga form or like novel form, so I don't expect it to go very
So
far.
It's like a standard 26 episode.
At most like 48 or whatever it is.
Okay, and well, let's just go over this last episode 7.
Tina Sprout.
Yeah, so the character named Tina Sprout, she's a sniper. She's one of the little girls.
Well, he met her before any kind of thing went down. He met her in a park when he was trying to like regroup and kind of cope with what's going on.
Yeah, and it goes for this like.
And they had a little heartwarming like bonding moment.
Yeah, and it turns out that she's like trying to kill this princess who's like the head of Japan.
She's kind of like the minister.
Yeah, and he's trying to protect her because he knows her from childhood. He grew up with her. And so it turns out Tina Sprout's trying to kill her. And so now he's got
No one's feeling good about fighting each other.
Yeah. So it gets pretty emotional, I guess you could say. And so did you like this episode?
Yeah, it kept my attention. It had a lot of good story. The story was good. The action was good.
Yeah.
Music was good. And it had a good ending.
Yeah, and like we were talking about, it felt like a different arc because there's no monsters in this one. It was just kind of like almost like a crime.
Yeah, where like a bodyguard has to protect who he has to protect.
Yeah, but even though he has feelings for the
the person that is the hitman or the mercenary or whatever. I feel like this is going to be an arc that finished.
Yeah. The only real problem I had with it was at the end, the girl kind of gives up, right? And then you think she gets shot, and you think she's gonna die.
Yeah.
But it turns out she's okay because you have to shoot the little girls with the same bullets.
The same bullets as the monsters.
Yeah, so
they're vulnerable to it.
So it kind of got a little cheesy, I would say, or anti.
That's what I kind of liked about it.
You did?
I knew she wasn't gonna die from that.
Yeah.
And because I won't go into it, but I liked it.
See, I was the opposite. I would have preferred it if she died, not to be mean.
Well,
I like the character.
The only problem with that is there's already been kind of a lot of death with him.
Yeah. Well, and then too, he always thinks someone's gonna die.
Yeah.
And it turns out that it.
I think I liked it because I like Tina Sprout a lot. She's adorable.
So if you were like ranking it on a anime night ranking, what would you have given it?
From 1 to 9?
Yeah.
I would have gave that episode an 8.5.
Yeah, I think that's about maybe an 8.4 for me. Tina, if you like Tina, she's joining the crew, I guess you could say that.
New challenger approaching kind of thing.
Yeah, okay.
She's adorable, you love her.
Let's switch over to Mekakucity actors
Is
now.
that how you say it? Is that...
That's how I'm going with it until
we hear it in English?
Yeah, or until someone tells me to. But this show has like a totally opposite pace of Black Bullet.
It's a really story driven, you can tell, because they're introducing each character with each episode. They're getting backstory already with some of the characters. Really, you're gonna get it all, a lot of backstories, because it's kind of starting in the middle.
Yeah, definitely like a media res type show.
But with this show, the art is so good.
Yeah,
it's like
from Studio Shaft, which did the Madoka movies, and it also did the Monogatari show or series. It's still doing the series actually.
I've never seen that series, but Joseph watches it.
Yeah,
and every time I look at it, like one of those series, it's just really good looking.
I really love the art style they do. It's kind of a bleached look, where it's the contrast between white background and then color wherever.
It's this show, Mekakucity, is almost like a blend between Madoka and Bleach. If they merge those two art styles.
Yeah, it's just a contrast between white and color. Like every other like background characters will just be gray or something.
Yeah.
But the main characters they have that color, and that might seem lazy to some people, but I think it's really nice.
Let's give a little story about this anime. It's supposedly based on 22 songs.
Well, not supposedly. But.
Well, I mean, that I know of, because I don't know much about it.
Yeah, we really, if you guys know more about this, then share in the comments or something, because we don't really know much about this, just that it's based on these songs.
I think there's 22 that I read on Wikipedia. Do you know, like, who these songs are by? Is it like an artist, or is it like an anime studio?
I'm not sure. I think it was Jin or something like that.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Do you know that?
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, so this show, like we're saying, is totally different pace. The first episode, you're not going to know what's going on.
Yeah.
It just seems like it's about this shut-in kid who's
like another otaku.
Yeah, he's 18. He just spends his time on the computer drinking Coke.
Like, he's super otaku. He doesn't go out unless he absolutely needs to.
Right, and he has this like little person living in his phone,
like a Navi.
Yeah,
thing.
Type of virtual reality type. Well, you think at first
it's just a program.
Yeah, you think it's just a program,
just like a super advanced program.
And
interactive.
We'll talk about more of that when we get to this episode, but. And then we're introduced to a bunch of different characters.
I think there's 10 total.
Yeah, I think that's right. And they all have, like, you find out they all have these visual-based powers.
Yeah.
So, like, one of them can choose to be seen by people or not be seen by people.
Or whoever she chooses to be seen or not to be seen.
And then another guy, he has the power to be seen as he wants, so, like, he can make you see different people if he wanted. We don't know too much about the main character's power yet.
He kind of just like fainted and then.
Well, that's because going back to like the mutant theme, they kind of like they faint and then they get their powers. So it's what we've learned so far. But this show, if you're into art And music on this show is really good too, and I think it should be because it's based on those songs. I don't know if they use the songs in the show, but yeah, it's some of like the opening song will remind you of a Bleach opening or something like that.
And then they'll have songs like in the episode, like just a random song, and you get to like listen to it, and it's really good.
Yeah, and
the first one that we heard wasn't my liking, but then the next one was like really awesome.
Yeah,
so if they ever made like a soundtrack, it'd be awesome.
Well, it blends a lot of different musical styles. Like one of the actual characters is a pop star.
Yeah,
so I think
an idol in Japan.
Yeah, so I think that was the song we didn't like.
Yeah,
but they, like on this last episode, they used like blues music while they were talking. And, so
they couldn't have picked a better studio to make this show.
Yeah,
because it's very visual, and they usually handle that very well. What I watched was Monica.
Yeah,
and seeing what Joseph was watching with that other series, just a great pick.
Yeah, and this studio really does like with Monica and the show I was watching. It's not based on like fighting; it's more based on conversations and stuff like that. So I'm still curious to see if they're actually going to fight on the show.
Well, if they do, because Monica has great fight scenes.
Yeah,
so I know they could handle it. I just don't know if they're going to do it.
Yeah, because it's about teenage. Well, they're not teenagers anymore, but it doesn't. They're not fighter type people. They just seem like outcast kind of people.
Kind of just like people like gamers or like music people, stuff like that.
And what was I going to say? So, yeah, we don't know how much actions there's going to be in the show. It's kind of a mystery still. There's
a character that we need to find out more about her story.
Yeah, so it's unraveling, and then we
don't have all the characters yet.
Yeah, together at least. I think we've seen most of them.
I think we're missing like 2, and then there's like groups right now.
Yeah, they're kind of separated, and we've seen some of their stories, each of them. What we're really... In this last episode 7...
Before we get to this little quick synopsis on this episode, is there anything you don't like about this series?
I would just say it is kind of slow. It's not... and that's the style, but it can be a little slow. I can see
the purpose why it's slow. Yeah. I just wish they'd pick
especially the first episode.
Yeah.
That was... the first, few episodes, I would say...
Till where they... on the first episode where they see that, almost robbery? Robbery?
Uh-huh.
Till they get to where that actually happens is when it starts to pick up.
Yeah, well, I like the episodes with the younger kid and his girlfriend he's, staying with over the summer. I thought those were good episodes. But, yeah, you're right. Until they kind of come together, because I think the main character's story wasn't that interesting because they didn't want to... reveal too much.
Yeah. So, the only one I did not like was the introduction to his sister.
Yeah, the pop star.
Yeah, that was really slow.
Yeah, and she's kind of this over top character too.
What was really cool about that episode with the kid is he kept having these dreams. It was reminiscent of an episode of Monica, where he keeps having to relive this dream, almost like a groundhog type of.
Yeah, it kind of reminds you of that movie that's coming out with Tom Cruise.
Yeah.
But yeah, his friend dies in every dream, and every time it's kind of different, right?
Yeah, he keeps affecting it, but not to the.
Yeah, he can never save her.
Yeah.
So I think that might have been the strongest episode of the show so far. Mm-hmm. Even if you were just going to watch one episode.
Yeah, it even had a good song in it.
Yeah, so if you were just going to watch one episode, it would be that episode.
Mm-hmm. Now let's get to this episode that we just watched.
Okay, so did you like it?
It was alright.
Uh-huh.
I kind of about that character, the computer program character. You find out that this was once a living person.
Yeah, I really like this episode. I like the last episode, I think, a little bit better than this one, but I like the story they're telling because they're kind of revealing stuff for the first time.
Yeah. The ending was a little jarring for me.
Oh, yeah?
Why that guy would act that way. I don't know why, but he seemed kind of devious or kind of
Yeah.
a bad character.
So yeah, they're kind of like planting seeds
Yeah.
to see if they're. I mean, to show that there might be bad characters like him, and I also think like the teacher, you kind of don't know his motivation,
like, especially in this episode.
Yeah, because she like sees him when she faints,
and then he sees him, and then he's wondering why he's smiling.
Yeah, we're talking about her friend in the special needs class because they were a grade higher than the main characters' little posse. So these two characters are in the special needs class. They're with this teacher guy who they've shown before because she was teaching the idol chick, the idol woman or lady, and he's kind of goofy in that episode, but
he can be serious.
Yeah, he's shown kind of flashes of like strangeness, like I guess you would say. But anyway, yeah, they're showing little flashes of that there might be some evil characters, or not evil but bad characters.
Yeah,
and
could even be why these why their main character is gone.
Yeah, if you don't know, it's suggested that their boss or their leader, they call her
commander.
Yeah, she's the girl with the scarf that you've probably seen on like promotional ads or anything for that. But they introduced the notion that she might have committed suicide.
What I think from this episode is that they just forgot her. Kind of like this new character is going to be forgotten, or he's lost all his memories.
Or maybe that has something to do with her power.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because she's telling the main character, don't forget her.
Yeah, one of the first scenes you see is she's like, you guys have forgotten me, or something like that. So, we don't know where she is. She might be hiding.
She might be dead.
She might be dead.
Alive.
Or, yeah, maybe they're going to try to bring her back somehow. One thing I liked about this episode, or these two episodes, was the fact that they were special needs students. I guess they're not like... they have health issues, basically. And that's something I don't know if you see a lot of in anime. Have you?
Not really.
I mean, there's always...
Usually with your characters that are like super powered or
super smart or something like that. But these... sometimes they have like a lame boy.
Yeah.
But so I thought that was kind of cool. I think I'd like it more if they have like if it was more of a mental disability, like maybe like they're afraid to talk to other people or something like that. I thought that would have been cooler. But it's nice to see like a different kind of side to your characters every once in a while.
Yeah.
Yeah. So anything else you want to say on that show?
I like these two shows that we're watching together because they have a nice contrast between themselves.
Yeah, it's really different.
Because with Black Bullet, you get the fast pace,
you
and
expect
the quick fix,
action every episode.
Yeah, and with Mekakucity actors, you get your thinking anime. You get your story. You get you think when you watch your anime.
And your mystery, and you're trying to figure out what everything means.
Yeah.
We should mention the endings to every show has like this little story.
This weird
and that really reminds me of Modica.
Really?
Because it's kind of like a storybook.
Yeah, the animation really looks like it.
Sometimes I
have no idea what they're saying.
Yeah, I gotta admit that sometimes I'm pretty tired because we watch this at night, so it's hard to follow.
Yeah, it's almost like a fairy tale they're trying to tell. It's almost like not foreshadowing, but kind of paralleling the.
Yeah, because it's about a monster, and I guess you could see them as monsters.
It's about a girl who doesn't know love, but then she finds love, and then now despair. Kind of like this program character is going through right now. Yeah,
exactly. It's because she loved this boy, and she was gonna finally tell him, and then
she lost him.
They both died. Basically, they say they both died.
They lost their bodies.
Yeah. So let me ask you this: Would you watch these two shows dubbed?
Definitely Black Bullet. I'm not sure on Mekaku.
I
think it would do good.
I'm kind of opposite.
Really?
I really would like Mekaku because it's one you really have to think about. So sometimes.
Now that I'm thinking about it, yeah.
Especially those endings.
Yeah. And especially if you have the wrong voice actors for Black Bullet. Yeah. They can be so annoying.
Oh, because the little girls.
And ruin the action. That's one thing about you don't have to worry about with subbed is that we can't really tell if a voice is kind of annoying in Japan.
I mean, you had Mako on Kill la Kill.
Yeah, but it's not as abrasive as our voice acting.
Would have been,
yeah,
because they would like be repeating words that we can actually understand.
Yeah.
So last year, so this is 2014 shows we're watching on Crunchyroll. Last year we watched, what did we watch?
Samurai Flamenco and Attack on Titan.
And Kill la Kill.
Yeah.
So, and then we're always continuing with Naruto.
Yeah.
We kind of skipped the filler arc.
And what we're kind of trying to start is either JoJo's Bizarre Adventure or Hunter x Hunter.
Yeah, so if you've seen those shows, tell us if we should continue with it. Silver Spoon was another one we watched earlier this year. That was really good.
That one started in 2013.
Yeah.
But we didn't know about it. So
yeah, sometimes we don't get shows right away, like those Monogatari shows. Those have been on for a while until I watched them. So if you guys have any suggestions for us to watch,
we'd love to hear it.
We would.
I need a void or something to fill the void of Kill la Kill.
And me for Silver Spoon, because I was devastated when that ended. If anyone knows if they're bringing that back, please tell me. But we'll try any anime once.
Yeah, we'll always watch an episode of anything.
So if you want to put a suggestion, put it down. Maybe we'll say your name and then we'll tell you if we liked it or not.
Yeah.
So
we love feedback.
So thank you for listening to the first Crunchy review.
Crunchy reviews
by the Kon-Heads. Well, two of them anyway. I'm Dr. J.
Jared.
And thank you for listening and come back next week.
Good night.